When I look at the church today and look at what I knew when I took my first full-time United Methodist, it wasn't even called United Methodist then, it was called Methodist Episcopal and Methodist Episcopal South and Methodist Protestant and then Methodist and then United Methodist. When I look back on Methodism in 1950, it was an easy place to be a preacher because people coming back from World War II wanted to do things right. They wanted to join something where they could help. If it was the PTA, they would join that. If it was the League of Women Voters, okay. The Rotary Club or Lions, okay. And if it just meant joining the church and getting in an adult Sunday school class, they wanted to do it. Those were great days. And we in the church didn't do right by them. I just heard about that. I'd like to think, and I do, that I did a lot of right things, but not enough of them and not intensively enough. That is, I didn't work hard enough in helping my people to become saints, to grow in their faith. I kept trying to bring more people in, and I succeeded. My churches grew. But boy, I should have done more Bible studies with them. My son's a United Methodist pastor, and he's doing more of that. God bless him. But I have a comparison now. I was pastor of the First Church, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 1956, 1962. My son is pastor of those churches now, 50 years later. He came in as a stranger to them, although when they found his name, then all these old-timers said, well, they said to him sometimes, we don't remember your father, but he baptized me, things like that. But I say to my son now and again, you're a better preacher now than I was when I came to Green Bay, but you won't get the results I got, because it's much harder to get those results now than it was 50 years ago. The tide is against us. We don't have everything going our way anymore. I could go on about this for hours, and I don't get that many minutes, so I won't do that. But we need to give people something better today than we gave them in those days. And we need, I think, I'll take from my motto the words of that great writer on prayer, E.M. Bounds. He began one of his great books, I think I can quote it almost exactly. Men are looking for better methods. God is looking for better men. Now forgive the sexist language and say better men and women. But this I know for sure. We have gone stark mad about more methods. And we don't need methods as much as we need better, godly leaders. Human leaders who really are passionate in their love of God and their love of people. You can't beat that, loving God and loving people. And nothing takes the place of that. I was in Green Bay as pastor when Vince Lombardi came and transformed their football team. And he said, there are no trick plays. It's all blocking and tackling. And I feel that way about the church and the ministry. And I'll be scorned for saying what I'm saying to you. But it's blocking and tackling. It's loving people and preaching with passion. Well, that's what the church needs with a new revival of spirit now, I think. I don't want to be behind the times. But I don't know that the times are the big issue. The big issue is within us and the kind of people God wants us to be. I'm grateful that I came from pretty good genes so that I've had basic good health. That, as they say, you can't choose your parents or your aunts and uncles. You get them. And I had that fortune of good genes. I grew up on Depression-era food. I don't think I ever had what we would call today a balanced diet until I was somewhere in my 20s. It was fried potatoes and Wonder Bread. It was not the healthy diet, but neither was it a diet that we got fat. So there wasn't a lot of weight to be lost. I did get fruits more and more and vegetables. I've been blessed the last 20 years or so with a wife who watches my diet very faithfully. She has kept me on such good food, and that's a great fortune to have at this point in my life. I did not have a set program of athletics. I walked a lot until I broke my hip, and it's been harder to walk since. It's taken the fun out of walking. But we've lived in two-story homes, and a two-story home is a wonderful thing. It makes you go up and down stairs, still 150 stairs at least a day that I do, going up and down, 15 steps each way, again and again in the course of the day. So that's been my basic exercise. I try now to do some calisthenics when no one's watching. But that's it on that side. The big deal, of course, is attitude and watching just common sense and relating rightly to people. I have a lot of regrets in my life, and a lot of places I wish I had done better, had been a better human being. But I thank God for so many people who have blessed me, and those people have made me a better person. As I said recently in my alumni column for the seminary, I look back on my childhood, and I can't think of any nasty people. They were all nice people. Now, I know it's a lapse in my memory, but it's a good lapse to think that they were good people out there. They meant well. And when they did things that might have hurt me, they didn't mean to, most of them. And if they meant to, I had a safety net. I had Joseph's safety net. You meant it for evil, God meant it for good. So what? And that has blessed me to know that. I'll tell you one of the things that's become a big deal to me. I choose now what I'm going to read. I don't look for anybody else's counsel on this except some wise people, namely that I'm trying still to catch up on the classics. And I just finished reading an old classic by George Eliot. It's 150 years old or more. And I missed it. And so when someone says, you just have to read this book, I'm always saying to them, no, I don't have to read it. You have to. You're 40. You have to. I don't have to. And so I've made a list, and I'm not doing too well with the list. But it's just the books mainly that I already have, and I keep buying a few more, you know. But, yeah, but do keep choosing more for yourself. And don't let people push you around too much in that reading business. Or what's popular right now. They come and go. I've kept a list of the books I've read for the last 40 years, I guess. Read all the way through. And not as many of them as I wish. I'm not a scholar to that degree. But I look at some and I think, what in the world is that book about? Why did I read that? And
I had that experience.
Yeah. So I don't want to have that experience so much from now on. That's all.